So I was asking that currently I'm in second year and I have only 2 years left for my college to end. So
Okay.
what do you suggest me and my friends who are in second year that how to improve, how to go ahead?
Okay, so it's just only 2 years left. Don't say 2 years are left. It's only 2 years left. Two
Yeah.
years will go like just a blink of an eye. So focus more on your what you have to do in your career. What's your future plans? What's your future goals? Always think 5 to 10 years up ahead. Like what you do after 10 years, where you will be seeing yourself in industry after 5 to 10 years. So that should be your vision. That will always help you. Like when I was studying, my vision was to get into an industry, to a luxury industry, to work for a luxury industry, to for a good brand. So you should also look into that. Like after 5 years, let's say an example, you want to work for a, let's say, one big MNC. So what do you require to get into that company? So you have to start working on that from today itself.
Okay.
And you should focus more of industry work as well, freelancing. Pick as many freelance work as you can. That will give you a really good exposure, confidence, and how to tackle people, multiple kind of people. That will really help you, really help you. And obviously college studies is a must.
Yeah.
And
So
the thing what I remember is, whenever you get your first job, the first company which hires you will not look at your experience. It will always look on what knowledge you have. The first company will always hire you on the basis of your knowledge and not on the basis of your experience.
yeah.
So this is how I started working with Jiva. So they hired me on the basis of my knowledge. They were like, okay, you have this experience. I was working as a freelancer. So that's how they hired me. So that's how I started working with them. And no doubt, after working in Jiva, they gave me a really good exposure with editing techniques, with celebrity images. So current, like previously, I edited celebrity images for Anushka Sharma, Shruti Hassan, and they're live all over the globe. Just keep practicing, be focused. That will always help you.
Yeah. So, Rishabh, I think that currently you are in the design industry, you are working in the industry. So,
Yeah.
obviously, daily you will meet new people. So, how do you make connections?
How do you make connections? Okay. So the first thing is be polite with anyone you are talking across the globe. Be polite even with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family, and keep showcasing your work always. No matter the person is from your field or not, is he or she from your industry or not, you should always focus on your work. You should always highlight your work. Okay, yes, I'm doing this. These are my current projects. You never know from where you'll get or where you'll connect in future. Always do that. Keep highlighting your work. Keep highlighting your work. Always keep your portfolio updated. Be active on all the social media platforms like Behance, LinkedIn. Just go for it. You will find many people. You'll connect with them. Attend many concerts, events, design events. You'll find many artists. Go for it.
So, Rishabh, you have so much of experience, you have so much of exposure. Is there any specific project which is so meaningful and important to you, which has helped you in your professional life?
Okay, there are like, yeah, in my college in my final year, I was working with the City Palace of Jaipur. So you might have seen all the Tej procession videos running live across the Jaipur. So on that was a turning project for me. After that, I started getting a number of freelance projects after working with the City Palace. And after that, I was working as an intern, as a cinematographer for Outhouse Jewelry brand. It's based out of Mumbai. So yeah, I started from here and I'm like, I never looked back. So I started developing more and more, like in more into editing. So currently I'm working as an editor. So whatever things you see on our website is more of 3D rendering, which is based only on Photoshop. So we are not using any 3D softwares, but we are using a 2D software to create 3D images. So this is one of an art which is done only by our company.
Okay, so Rishabh, I want to know that like right now you are working as a creative editor at Jiva.
Yeah.
Your daily schedule would be very hectic, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so is there any specific routine which you follow, like when you move to a new design, when you move to a new project, or is it like going with the flow?
Okay, so I'll tell you how I plan my schedule or how I plan my days. Like we have a weekly task, right? So we launch around 40 to 50 products every week. This is our weekly task, which has to be done at any cost. Okay, so if let's say if I distribute 6 to 7 products for every editor, so if I see 6 products combined, that will be a very hectic for me. So I distribute a day-wise task for me. Like this much hour I have to give to this task, this much hour I have to give to that task. Because I have to go for reviewing also, I have to coordinate with many teams, marketing team, agencies. Then I have to look for my work. Then there are miscellaneous work also. So I have to be prepared for all those work. So I have to be very good in my time management. So you should also focus on time management skills. So just whenever you wake up, just give 5 to 10 minutes on your daily schedule, plan how your daily schedule will be, even office hours, after office hours, how many hours or minutes you have to give to each colleague or friends or family. This will always help. Time management is very important. Otherwise, 8.5 hours of job will just go in a blink of an eye. You won't be
Yeah.
able to do. And at the end of a week, you'll be like, oh, I haven't done anything. So if you should always break your work on day-to-day basis. That will always help you.
Okay, Rishabh. So I want to ask another question that as you told that there was a turning point in your life where you
Yeah.
got so many of opportunities and freelance projects. So how was your experience when you were doing the internship and freelance projects? How did it help you before going to Jiva?
Okay, so it is a very interesting question. I got into Jiva just before the second lockdown. So I was unsure that will they keep me or not because during lockdown, every company was just firing people. So I got my placement just before second lockdown in 8th of March 2021. So when I started working with Jiva and I was doing couple of freelance work as well. So I was very much unsure. So I was not like confident enough that will they keep me or will they kick me out. I was unsure because before that, before first lockdown, I was in Mumbai. So they also gave me a job opportunity, but due to the first lockdown, they had to discontinue with me. So like I was very demotivated and a 1 year gap came up because of this COVID. So like for the complete 1 year, I was doing nothing. I was just working on my portfolio. There was zero freelance work, zero income. So when you just graduated from the college and you are not doing anything, so that's a burden on your head. Like everyone is asking you, what are you doing? You are doing nothing. You have just graduated. Do you have a job? What's your package? So all these things really irritated me. Like it was a burden on my head, but I never lost my focus. I was like, I want to do my best. I was always motivated. Self motivation is very important. No matter whatever, whosoever is saying you anything, just be focused on what your visions are, what your goals are. So yeah, I was looking for a brand, a luxurious brand. So I looked for Jiva. I started applying there. So yeah, I entered there and my vision was I have to do the best. Like no matter what, I have to give my 100%. So yes, even my colleagues were really helpful for me. My mentors in Jiva really helped me a lot. They gave me n number of opportunities. So they gave me really big opportunities. Like couple of months back, I was working on a project for US, Amazon, which Jiva gave it to me. So currently the technique which we are using for editing takes us around 3 to 4 hours to edit one single image. But for US Amazon, it was taking around 15 to 16 hours for one image. And those products really came out well. And it was really appreciable also. Everyone appreciated in my office, my colleagues. Like, I know if I see my first day work at Jiva and I see current day work at Jiva, it has a tremendous amount of like good. I've increased a lot. I've ex like learned a lot. So you have to be competitive with only yourself and not with your colleagues. A healthy competition is always unnecessary, but you always have to compete with yourself only and not with any other else.
Yeah, so Rishabh, I have a technical question with you.
Yeah.
That now you are working in the industry, you are working with Jiva, you have so good amount of experience with you. What change do you think that design industry has in the past 5 years?
Okay, design industry has changed a lot into like past 5 years. Like when I was in college at that time, people were more into like a fixed, let's say, were more into software skills. But when I was in college, I was like, I want to learn this software, I want to learn that software, like n number of softwares. No doubt that also helped me a lot. But currently, when I started working in this industry, when I'm in detailed studying of the industry, I realized that software is just a tool. Anyone can handle that. What's most important is the research work. Research work is very important. The mood boards, client boards, color boards, trend boards, n number of boards. You have to be always updated on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google, Behance. There are many more platforms where all the artists and designers showcase their work, where they highlight their work. So you have to be updated with them as well. Always, if I am from a graphic background, so I'll be following more of graphic people because I want to pursue my career in the same field. Because if you are a jewelry designer, fashion designer, XYZ, so you must follow the top designers of your field because they have been learned from their knowledge, their experience. This is how I think. So whenever I do a research, first of all, what I do is I look for which people who are doing the best in that field. So I look up to their work. If I have to do a photography project, so first of all, I think that who is doing best in that field. What's the current trend going on? So I look for n number of websites. I'll spend my couple of hours in just research. Research is very important. What I think is currently the students are afraid of doing research. What they think is we'll take this from Google, we'll take that from XYZ freepick.com and we'll combine it and we'll give it and we'll submit it. But that won't help you. Trust me, that will help you only in college because the externals, when you go into a jury, they know everything. They'll just quickly figure it out from where you have copied because they already have done that in their college days. Like this was how I used to do it, but when I came into industry, I realized no. If someone has a good experience than you cannot fool that person.
We have a question from Disha Jain that how one should select a company for internship.
If I would more rectify it, if let's talk about a graphic student, okay. If I'm coming from a graphic background, let's say I'll talk about that. So let's say if I'm in my final year and I'm about to finish my college, the first thing what I'll be doing is first of all I'll research on the top 10 companies which are best in graphics, like who are giving their best outputs in creatives, posters, pamphlets, hoardings, danglers, XYZ. So first I'll shortlist my top 10 companies, then top 20 companies. Like these companies are my goal. Like I have to do an internship there. I have to work as a full-time employee over there. And then I'll see what kind of work they are doing, what trend they are following. And then I'll start building my portfolio according to that company. Because obviously that company will look only on that portfolios which suits to their company. So that's how one will get a full-time job or an internship over there.
How many hours do you have to work in a week? How do you manage balancing work and personal life?
Okay. So how many hours do I work in a week? Like I also don't know. Like 8.5 hours of my working hour is a must. So that is a compulsory working hour. But my office hours are usually 9 to 10 hours of my office hours. And then after office, I come at my place. I do some research work because I have to be updated with all the trends going on with of my field. Like if I'm doing editing on with the brand Jiva, so I have to be updated what is going new in the editing techniques, who all are the editors who are doing best, what all can I grab, what all can I give to my company, what will help my colleagues. So that this is how I balance. I give a fixed amount of hours to everything. After office hours, I have a very strict schedule. Like 2 hours I'll give to my family, one I'll give to my friends, couple of hours I'll spend on my research, couple of hours I'll invest. So this is how I'll manage. But this is how I do. I balance my work-life balance. But Sunday, I don't do any work. Sunday is full relax. Like
Okay,
this is
Rishabh.
how I keep my work-life balance.
Okay, I have a question that during your college days or right now, do you have that one designer you follow, Dil se?
Okay, so from my college days till now, there are many designers to whom I admire the most. Like most of them are photographers itself because photography is my passion. So I keep clicking images, clicking photos of products, jewelries after office hours as well. So there are many. So it doesn't have to be the people whom I am following, you also have to follow. You might have a different sense, design sense, I have a different design sense. So that will always vary. So I would not like to open that. Why? Because okay, if I tell you to whom I admire, if you also start going in that direction, that will block your mindset. So this is the best part of design. No one is right, no one is wrong. What
Hmm.
you are doing, you have to prove it right.
Yeah.
You have to convey your designs, your ideas to the person who's sitting next to you. So if I'll tell you whom I admire the most, will block your thinking.
Okay.
These were all the barriers which I faced in my college days. Like I was an average student in college. So I used to look up to the work of my seniors, what are they doing? So started thinking in that direction. That gave a barrier in my mind. Like if they are doing X kind of editing, so I also do the same kind of editing because they are doing the best. But in that I forgot like what I have to do. So I kept on researching it.
So, Rishabh, do you have any suggestions or advice to the future upcoming designers?
Okay, so my suggestion is just keep working hard, be focused towards your goal, always be output oriented. Okay, don't run after money, run after knowledge. Money will automatically come to you. What I felt is everyone is running after money. They want like we have invested so much amount of money in our college because designing colleges have a huge amount of fees. So everyone wants if we have invested like 20 lakhs, 30 lakh rupees fees, so obviously we want a good package. No, industry doesn't work like that. Industry works for designing people only on your knowledge. If you have knowledge, you will get paid. You should run after appreciation of your work. You should run after knowledge. You should run after teaching people new techniques. You should be humble. You should be always output oriented. You should be eager to learn new things. That will help you. Money will come after few years. No matter, it will come. But knowledge, if you are not running after knowledge, it won't come.
ऋषभ, you said that don't run after money. मेरे दिमाग में थ्री इडियट्स का डायलॉग आ रहा है that पैसे के पीछे मत भागो, सक्सेस के पीछे भागो.
Yeah, that is totally true. Because yeah, it has a really good story. Like, okay, I want to share you a couple of things. When I was working as a freelancer during my college days, like I started earning a huge amount of money, right? So till 6:30, I used to go to college, and after 6:30, I used to go for my freelance. So I started earning a lot. So what happened is I stopped learning and I was just focusing on earning more and more money. Like that hunger for money, that greed for money started developing in me. So I was not able to learn new things, and that's how my career started having a downfall. So slowly and slowly, I lost freelancing because my work was not up to the mark. So because in designing, every client was a new and new kind of project every time you do for them. If I have clicked some images, next time they'll be requiring a better image from that, right? So for a couple of months, let's say for this month, if I have 10 freelance projects, next month I'll be having three freelance projects, next month, zero freelance projects. And after that, no one is asking me who is Rishabh Jain. They don't know because Rishabh Jain is only running after money. So that point, I realized my mentors guided me that don't run after money, run after knowledge. That will help you. Then I started learning new things, new techniques. My approach towards people. Again, I started working in industry. That helped me a lot. So this
Okay,
is
so
what I guide to everyone, even my colleagues, my friends, everyone. This is what I tell them to every time.
so I think Rishabh, it's time to end the session. It was great knowing
Yeah,
about you and experience in the design industry. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope
it was
that you
nice
visit
talking to you as
soon.
well.
Thank you. I hope that you visit the campus very soon. We
Yeah,
will
every
meet.
time I'm in Jaipur, I always visit the campus.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Rishabh.
Okay, okay, it was nice talking to you.
Thank you. Bye.